Hi, everyone. I'm Jody Schwan, the publisher of Sioux Falls Business. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday, where today, outside in Sioux Falls, it actually looks like my backdrop. Okay, so just write that down. It's not that often that it happens. Maybe I'm a little more green than we actually are, but it's close. It's a beautiful day. This is a really fun conversation that we are about to have. Our partners over at the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, led by Denise Gazzetta, the Vice President of Talent and Workforce Development, who help us coordinate Talent Thursday. Denise has brought back one of our favorites to catch up after we think about a year. And there's always something new happening at this company. So Denise, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest today?
Wendy Alexander, poet, great person, great company, great story to share with all of our viewers. How's that?
Love it. Thank you.
That's the shortest introduction ever.
Wendy. Absolutely. It's great to have you again. Wendy is a talent scout at Poet, who also is a master of DISC. If you do not know what a DISC assessment is, you probably will by the end of our conversation, but a great tool for workforce at all levels. And one of the fun things about Poet, if you are a reader of Sioux Falls Business and Pigeon 605, and you get our emails, and if you don't, you got to sign up for them because they're free and they're going to connect you with all things Sioux Falls. But we run Jobs of the Week, and if you pay attention to those, you see a lot from Poet. And what's really fun about that is that so many different positions, so many different ways to use your talent and to grow your career. So Wendy, how is the spring going over there? I know that you keep hiring all the time, but what's it looking like?
Yeah, we have lots of positions open, as we always do. And we did an acquisition last summer, and so we were hiring probably more than ever. But right now we have probably about 170 company-wide. We're in 8 states. Our headquarters is right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And we have lots of different positions. When I started, I thought it was probably going to be mostly engineers and maybe research, but gosh, we do so many different things. So it's really fun. And I definitely know a lot more now this time than last time I visited with you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You were fairly new to your role then. And now you're, more than you're probably about 2 years almost, I don't know, into it, but what are your impressions as a team member about this company?
Oh, wow. Yeah, thanks. That's a great question. So people that know me know I'm pretty transparent. It's really difficult. I can't play poker, so I'm pretty honest. I have been so impressed with Poet since coming here. One of my things in my past has been helping with revamping onboarding and that sort of thing, making it a really good experience. When I came to Poet, I was so impressed. My manager did a great job. My team members did a great job, and just people in general. I'm so surprised how many people have welcomed me, how many people I've gotten to know all over. And we Zoom quite a bit because we're all over, the Midwest. So we get to know a lot of the leaders and the administrative support. And so it's just been amazing. So many great things. Even in my first year of being here, we enhanced our benefits a couple of times, but even between the enrollment period. So there's just so many cool things going on here.
Mm-hmm. And where are you at now with the return to work? I've been checking in with businesses about this. I mean, obviously you're geographically diverse. So are there hybrid opportunities? Is everybody pretty much back into an office?
Yeah, so we feel like we're pretty flexible. We also believe that our culture works better when we're together. So just like everybody else, COVID really pushed the envelope and made a lot of companies, many that I worked with before as well, say, no, we can't ever be remote. We can't be remote. And then COVID kind of pushed it, and guess what? We could. So we have actually brought most of our people back right away, even before I started. So we've been back for a long time. And we feel like we function better that way. However, it created more flexibility. So the managers sort of manage that as far as, groups here go. If you have to get a couch delivered, let's say, it's okay for you to go home and work from home and Zoom your calls and that sort of thing. So we definitely have flexibility now that maybe we didn't have before. As far as our bios go out, in the more rural areas, they really do have to be there. Most of the jobs are very hands-on. They do technical things in their roles, like a plant tech. That's our most filled position. That role is definitely very physical, but also very technical. So they have to be on site at those bios.
Well, that makes sense. And it's interesting, isn't it, Denise, as we look here, it's like this next wave of returning to the office is happening. But I would just tell you, if you're looking for a job in Sioux Falls, you're going to find the whole gamut. And I think a lot of them are sounding a lot like Poet with that flexibility.
Absolutely. I do think that we have a lot of employers that have that flexibility. You know, they understand it's not your location of where you work, it's how we engage and the type of things we do together as a team. You know, we're all one. And so those kind of, I think, strategies to how do you do that? How do you create those cohesive units? They can be virtual and they can be in person. So you offer that flexibility. You really go for somebody that has the skills and the ability that really is going to push your business to the next level. And that's what really matters.
I want to talk a bit to students and to parents now here as it's late April and school is winding down, because when I think Poet and workforce, I have to think internships. This company has one of the most comprehensive, I think, most effective internship programs. And Wendy, I don't know how familiar you've become now with that, but tell us a little bit about the opportunities that exist for students to really get in early on with this company.
Yes, I was really blown away when I came here. Usually in my past, when I worked at companies, it was really kind of like pulling teeth to get an internship approved. Lots of times managers really don't want to do it. It's extra work for them. It's another person to kind of train and that sort of thing. So it's really nice when you see people embracing it. Here this year, we have 55 interns, 55 starting in May. How unbelievable is that? It's so fun because not only do we bring them in, but we try to do a really good job and we're constantly trying to figure out ways to enhance. So even just what we're doing now, we do lots of like networking opportunities for them. We do different development things. So we moved it up this year. I'm going to be doing a DISC training for the interns right away instead of after they've been here a while, just because doing something like that is so great for your personal development. It will help those students learn about themselves, but it also helps their leaders and their teammates learn them better too and understand what their strengths are. And then it helps them, the new students, understand their other team members. So it helps integrate quicker for collaboration and better communication, which, let's be real, that's usually the challenge. Like usually your job, you can do it, but it's the politics and the relationships that people struggle with. So we're going to help them there. We do a LinkedIn training to help them understand like how people find candidates these days. What are good things you can do to get found? We really do try to convert our internships over so that they either get hired on later or even later down the road if they have to go back to school. So we try to do that too, but we have a lot of different programming things, volunteer events that we do. We do like a career kind of panel sort of where we let some of our leaders and team members talk about how they started as interns and their progression through Poet and where they've ended up now. So lots of cool things, adding some more things this year. We're going to do a little bit of an innovation challenge and they're going to help us solve some problems. And yeah, it's really fun. I'm so proud of our people here for creating this program.
And internships are the gateway to full-term, full-time employment. And as Wendy's sharing, there's so many things that you can incorporate in that internship that allows that person when they are hired after they graduate to become more effective, sooner, right? And because you're all the socialization, all of the mentoring, all of the people of where to go and what to do, all of that is socialized during that process, which really allows them to hit the ground running and is really a good move. And it is a lot of work. We have a lot of things that we can do to help as far as interns, but the projects that they're working on, that's what they really want. That's what's really going to be the gift to them, is that learning experience and then having the people like Wendy and Cy that are investing in all these different areas. So incredible.
Well, and it's a competitive program. So, I mean, I don't know if there's anything remaining for this summer, but how should they be thinking, in the fall, Wendy, about future opportunities?
Yeah, I get that question a lot, and I was really surprised. So here we actually post the roles as soon as possible in the fall. I would say by the time we get through October, most are posted. Some trickle through later just because of changes and things that pop up. We try to be flexible, but most are posted in the fall. And we really do shoot to have them filled by the end of December. Now that doesn't always happen. I would say 50% 50% to 75% are filled. But yeah, we try really hard to have that done right away. So I would tell anybody to be watching right away in the fall. Not every company does it that way, but I think a lot of them do. So just again, something to think about. And when I have people reach out to me, sometimes I just did again today. Sometimes we have to just tell them they're filled, but I'm really happy to connect with them anyway. Just because I like to stay in touch. There's a tool we have here that I can send them. It takes them about a minute to sign up, and they'll get notified for any sort of opportunity in their area or in their interest. So location or their interest. So that's really nice too.
I do want to talk now for the new grads, for those first-time job seekers, because I think sometimes even if they're a little bit familiar with Poet, they have no idea the variety of jobs and the skills that are needed. So what kind of people are you looking for? What kind of background, what kind of education might be a fit for Poet?
Yeah. So let's just take even right now. So we don't have that many engineer openings right now. We have this new cool program that is called the Progressive Leadership Development Program, and we'll be hiring 2 people for that. And if you look at it on our website, I would encourage everybody to go. We're really proud. We just rebranded our website. It's really neat. But it is a really neat program. I would call it almost a fast track program. And it starts you out as a process engineer in the Sioux Falls headquarters. And you're going to be there about 3 to 6 months. Then you'll get to go be a plant technician, which is one of our more, I hate to say entry level, but it's one of the jobs that you really get the foundation at the bioprocessing areas. And so they'll be there for about 6 months. And then they would go do a regional plant engineer role for about 24 months at one of the bios. And then they would become an operations supervisor for about 12 months, and then a bioprocessing managerial role for about 24 months. So it's our version of more of a fast track. We're excited. We've been talking about it forever, and we're going to hire 2 people. So that's one example of even somebody just definitely that would want to have engineering in their background. But then even we have a payroll manager right now that's open. We just elevated that role from a specialist to a payroll. Great for somebody that loves payroll, loves helping people. We're very supportive here. Our HR team has about 20 people on it. So we really are, we have a lot of specialties, and that's a great position for somebody. And we have a great relocation program. So people don't really have to worry about that part of it. We are proud about that. And we do that for interns as well. Then we have, this is a really hot role, merchandising coordinator. Merchandising coordinator is at our or our Poet Bioproducts. It used to be called Poet Nutrition. We just rebranded that. They're across the street from us. They have a brand new renovated building. It's amazing. You love to go over there. Basically what they do is they deal with all of they're basically kind of the entry level role to get in to be a merchandiser, and they take care of all of the products really. They deal with shipping and coordination and just support. And it's a great role. You almost have to do that role to step into a merchandiser role here because it's so complex. But it's a really cool role. Those people have so much fun. I got invited to a bowling team builder last week that we did, and we all had to dress up like a movie theme. Mm-hmm. And so it was really fun. We have a lot of fun here too. But that's a great one, especially for somebody that kind of wants to dip their toe in. And then lots of plant technician roles out at the bios. We have one close in Chancellor. We have one down in Hudson. So for people that even want to do that, we have a lot of people that start as that, and then they may become the headquarters later. Mm-hmm. We have some lab roles open, research scientist roles. And we even have a communications role open. Basically a graphic designer, but they get to do a lot of other things. It's called a communication coordinator. So many different cool roles.
Seriously, I knew there was a lot. I didn't know there was quite that variety.
Yes, and I'm not even hitting them all. We have a lot of accounting roles too, which, by the way, I've heard from the schools, accounting roles are the toughest to fill right now around here. Analyst and accountant. So, by the way, tell your kids to go to school for that.
Good to know. I'm impressed, Denise. How about you? I mean, the career pathing is what really stands out to me too. Like knowing that you're not going to have the same job even for the first couple of years.
Well, and one of the things that comes to mind, so, going back in time when I would, I was in the baking industry and I had the opportunity to meet, as I do now, with a lot of great businesses. one of the most successful models, and this is what Poet has, is where they take people, they have all these opportunities, they cross-train them, okay? That's how they stay. And what happens in that process is, and you can see this with a lot of your major consumer product organizations, that's how they innovate. And so those innovations that come to market are wonderful because you have people that have all of these different areas where they can apply. And I think about some of the most highly rated, most used products, consumer products, like baby powder, for example. All of that was created because you had a team inside of a major company that then had the ability to kind of shift and learn these different areas and then get to innovate. And I love that. So you can do that right here for Poet.
Well, it's kind of fun. I don't think people realize how many different things we do. Even I knew Poet pretty well. I knew about ethanol, but I had no idea we had so many different products. And I would tell somebody to go out and take a look at our bio products because it's amazing. We shifted during the pandemic, started making sanitizer. We have an asphalt regenerator. We're one of the biggest CO2 producers around. I don't know that everybody knows we're the largest ethanol producer in the world. So
right.
It's really cool. And honestly, we're noticing how many candidates, especially younger candidates, that are coming to us because they love that we're about sustainability. And we truly do believe that we're changing the world. And I think that's why people love to come to work here. Because yeah, we all have things in our job that we're like, oh, it's not the fun things to do always. It's a job, but gosh, it feels really fun to be a part of something bigger. So we love it.
That's a great point. And that plays right into what we know talent is looking for.
Absolutely. Lots of
Right
opportunity
now,
for growth, right?
I'm late to the party. The reason I'm so casual today is we all got shirts today and our teams just left right before this call to go out and start cleaning the Big Sioux River. So I'll be getting off this call and meeting them soon too.
Okay, I'm not going to keep you from cleaning up the river. So before we let you go, Wendy, is there anywhere we should send people if they're intrigued, if they want to learn more? How do they connect with Poet? What's the best way to do that?
Yes, well, our website's amazing. It's got a nice map with all of our locations. There's so many ways to search. It's poet.com/careers. They can message me. They can find me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to have a chat, to visit, to help them find something, or even stay in touch if there's nothing right now, but maybe later there'll be something perfect for them. So yep, they can reach out any which way.
Perfect. Okay, and Denise, anything else before we let Wendy go?
No, I just want to thank you both. And also for people that are interested, not only in Poet, but more of those, the kind of quality of life that we have here and the different types of opportunities, some of our programming that's available to support both an individual and a business. You can check us out at siouxfalls.com and look for talent and workforce. So
tomorrow, keep watching. So just a little teaser here. We're going to be out. Denise and her team have just organized an incredible day for students to go get some really cool hands-on experience at a number of different businesses. So we're going to be giving you an inside look at all of that too. And we can probably recap that next week. So much more to come here. Workforce development never ends. Just
never ends.
Cool process.
We're never satisfied.
That's right. And keep, I think we'll be back next week with another Talent Thursday as far as I know. So keep watching that. If you do have questions, feel free to comment, reach out to Denise or to Wendy. And if you know people who should know about Poet and about Sioux Falls and the opportunities here, please share this video and send that their way. Thank you as always for watching. We'll be back with you guys next week.
Bye.